Well, I'll start a series that I'm gonna try to do every Sunday, and try to just cover the bases of people that want to trade puts in TQQQ, which is what I'm doing, fairly consistently. And I realize not everybody has the same goals, and one of the things you can do is, depending on your risk tolerance, you can trade the same puts in TQQQ, but you can go down and strike. And so, what do I mean by that? So, one of the things I'm going to do is, the way I trade is, these are weekly puts, and that's one of the reasons I trade TQQQ. Plus, I think long term, the track record's been outstanding. I think it's up 59x in 10 years and like 10x in 5 years. So, if you get put the stock or the security at any time, then hopefully it's going to come back. Of course, what will it do in the future? Will we have a recession or something like that? Those are all things you can think of. A put is a bullish trade. Now, you may not think that the stock will go up if you're doing way out of the money, but it's essentially a bullish trade because if the stock goes up, you get to keep the premium. Of course, if you go way out of the money or you out of the money, then the stock doesn't have to go up. It just has to not go down to your strike price, and you still get to keep the money. And most of the people that trade puts, I would say, essentially are trying to gather the premium and not get put the security. Now, if you do close to the money like I do sometimes you get put the security, and that might be okay if you like holding the security and you think it's something that you would buy the security anyway. So if you wouldn't buy the security anyway, then selling puts probably not a good idea against the security, because if you did get put the security, you'd want to feel confident that you can hold for that period of time and not want to sell out and lose money or whatever. And the long-term track record of TQQQ has been such that if you were put the security and you just held the security, like I got stuck on selling the 105s, and I got stuck for 41 days. So I held it for 41 days. I eventually sold it at 105.40. I still made the premium. So for that month, I really didn't make a lot of money other than making the premium that I wrote, for let's say 2 months. I made premium maybe $2 every week, rolled it, got stuck it, then I made 40 cents after it. So still, I made, probably made $10 on a $105 security over, 2 months. So is that good? I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good, even in that case. So that's not before that, earlier, I was pretty consistently making a couple of bucks, every week, and then I would roll it and maybe make another 40 cents, 30, 40 cents or something like that. And so about knocked my tripod over here. And then, but let's look at this. So I'm going to start doing this every Sunday, just go out. So I just cut these figures from Yahoo Finance. So nothing spectacular or whatever. And I'm just looking at what is it selling at. So I'm going to look a month out. So I'm going to do a month out. So essentially today is 4/11. So I'm going to look at the 5/14. So a month and 3 days. So essentially a month. These are not always exact. So here I'm looking at the buy price. Of course, you might get 10 cents more or less depending on when you trade it or whatever. And I hope we realize all that, how it goes. But if you look at this, essentially I calculate the return here by taking the price that you get for the premium and just dividing it by the strike price. It's not that complicated. So for a $1.60, you get $1.60 on an $80 strike price. You're essentially getting 2% in a month and 3 days, because this is on 5/11, And so, say you bought it at 512, it's essentially a month. That's as close as you can get to a month. Because, now options trade every Friday. Um, if you were if you were put the stock, so you sold a security or you sold a put, and the put was under your strike price, then Saturday you would be put the stock, and then Monday you would own the stock, the security. So that's kind of how it works. If you're not familiar, so we're going to go over this every Monday, and I'm kind of doing the calculation for you. It's not that complicated to do it, but you can kind of look at the strike prices the way I do it. So if you're looking at, right now it's trading at 107.27 is the current price for TQQQ. So it's Sunday 4/11 and it's trading at 107.27. I haven't looked at the futures. I don't know what the futures are, but essentially 105 is still out of the money. But 105 is probably the closest you can get to being at the money. So at the money, actually just a couple of bucks out of the money, you get $8.15 premium if you're going to hold it for a month. So that gives you, for a month, if you're holding a stock cheaper, you agree to buy the stock cheaper than it's selling right now, you're going to make 7.76%. So that's 93% annualized. I think you can see that. So if you were to say this was a month, then this is annualized here. So, but let's look, a lot of people that sell puts are a lot more conservative. They don't really want to be put the stock. Now, one of the things you've got to think about is why you're in the market if you think the market's not going to go up. So if you think the market's going to be down, in a month, then, you're trying to time the market or whatever. So most people that are in the market think that the market's probably going to go up. But that might not be you. You might think, oh, well, it's going to go down. So you want to alter your conviction depending on how convicted you are, whether the stock's, the security is going to go up or not. And so you're looking at TQQQ is 3x times the top 100 NASDAQ. So you're essentially looking at the entire market. So if you're looking at the entire market, you're thinking the market's going to go up, then maybe you're willing to do the 105, essentially at the money. And this is a huge rate of return, and if you annualize it. So if you did this every month, essentially at the end of the year, if the security's up, you're going to be making, bank, right? But let's say that you're less, more conservative. Now, like my buddy, he likes to trade, and he likes to get 8 to 10% under. I mean, that's just the way he trades. So he says, the best that I'm going to do is sell the put on 95 if it's selling at 107. So he might go to the 95, and still, for a month, he's going to make $3.79. If it were to, if the security were to go up, let's say that this went to 120, and he's like, wow, I blew it out of the water, I'm still making my 3.7%. I'm happy with that. But he might roll it then to, 100 just to make another, small percentage or whatever like that. So this is kind of, now here I'm trading right now. I think the market's going to go up because of the second quarter. So I'm trading more in this area. But this might not be the risk tolerance for everybody because I'm willing to hold this. But now realize I just got put, a month ago, 41 days ago, 40 some days ago, I got put it at 105 and it went all the way down to 83, and I just waited, and I ended up selling the security at 105.40. So you kind of have to think about that. If you're one of these people that, if something goes down, you're going to sell out of it, then this is not going to be a good strategy for you because, because it's a triple X, 3X, it's going to be volatile. And so if you don't believe in the market as a whole, and you're one of those people that says, oh, the market's going down, oh, I've got to sell, then, this is probably not a good strategy for you. I look at this also for income, for people that want to do income. So, if it hasn't traded at 80 for, quite a while. So if you want to make 2% on your money every month, you're looking at, and you can even go deeper than this if you're looking at it for income. Let's say you're willing to take some risk, but you don't want to take too much risk. You could sell these um, every month, and also too, because you're doing it every month or every week, however you decide to trade it, you're compounding your gains, and that's another thing I like to it. So I'm kind of more at this area, and I do it weekly, so I'm doing it now. I bought it the 105 strike, or I sold the 105 put when it was 105.40, and I got $3.55. So that's over 3% for the week. So that's kind of where I'm trading. But that might have made it risk tolerance for everybody. Now since then it's went up to 107.27. It looks like that was genius move. But maybe it goes to 110, and I would have actually made more money if I would have just bought the security. So think of puts as buying the security cheaper, because essentially you're committing to buy the security if it gets put to you at a certain strike price, but you're getting a premium for it. So if you're willing to buy the security today at 105, it's a better idea to sell the weekly put and make 3%. So essentially you bought it cheaper. So that's another thing that people do, the pros, quote, quote, they'll, want to get into a position, they'll sell short dated puts, essentially knowing that they're going to be put the stock. If they don't get to put the stock, then they get to collect the premium. They do the same thing the next day or the next week. And then if they get to put the stock, that's what they really wanted to do. But they they goose their earnings because they make a little bit on it. They make a little bit of premium that says, okay, I will commit to buy this. Only thing is that you could say, well, it could go down, and then you're committed. You have to buy it. Well, if you just went out and bought it, you already bought it too. So really, if you're selling puts, you're buying the security at a discount. That's the way you ought to look at it, essentially. So look at this. So you're someplace you should be someplace on this scale, okay? So if you're not willing to buy it, at 80 today, when it's trading at 107, then you probably shouldn't be in the market. I mean, your risk tolerance is very, very low. So you can go much deeper. If you're one of those people that says, I'm retired and I only need 6% return, but I can't get that in T-bills or whatever, and I'm willing to take a little bit of risk, but I want to go way deep in the money. So you could look even further. If it's trading at 107, 27, you could look at I don't know, the 60s or whatever. I didn't put that on here because I think most people that are trading, they're not going to be in that area, because this would already be a 30% discount to where it's trading now if you did it at 80, and you're still going to make 24%. So anyway, take a look at this. This is a month out, so this will be 5/14. It's right now is 4/11, so tomorrow on Monday it'll be 4/12. It'll be the first time you can make this trade, and this is kind of what they're selling at now. Now, one thing you want to think about is if you got money on the sidelines, when is a good day to sell puts? Well, any day is a good day to sell puts. However, on a good down day, you're going to get a better premium because the premiums are going to go up. So, if let's say it's trading at 107.27, which is what it's trading at now, let's say it goes down to 104 tomorrow on Monday, then that would be a good time to, wow, it's going down. Maybe you buy the 80s, and maybe instead of getting 2%, maybe you get 2.5%. So that's a way to think about it. Just like buying the security, you'd want to buy it when it's down, and then when the security's down, you want to sell the puts. So, but it depends on your timing. I'm doing it weekly, so I kind of look at it and go ahead and do it. So if you were to look at the premium at the 105 right now, that I did, I think it's trading at 2 something, and I sold it Thursday for 355. So essentially, I've already made that money kind of, but on the options, not until they expire on Friday is really where you're going to make the money. So look at this. This is a month out. So I did it a month out. I'm doing this for people that are looking further out. I'm kind of trading the weeklies, but and that's the reason I trade TQQQ. But somewhere on this scale, you should see the monthly, and these are good returns, really good returns. So if you're willing to buy at $17 from $17.27 Friday, then it's trading at right now. Then if you did that consistently, you'd make a 42% return annually, or you make 3% a week, or 3% a month. I'm sorry. So let's look at the money right now. So let's look at this. So I just pulled these off of Yahoo. I think I deleted one row here because I didn't really need it. Oh, the last day that it actually executed. So I deleted that so I'd have enough room here, a little bit more room here. But essentially, these are all at the money. They're all 105s, and the only thing that changes is the date. So the date is this Friday, next Friday, the following Friday, and so forth. So every Friday you see here. So if you look at right now, here's the 105. So here's the one that I did. So I got $3.55 on it Thursday, and it's trading at, if you take the half of this, that's about the midpoint where you're going to get it. So let's say it's trading at 210. So depending on how you want to look at it, you can look at the bid or the ask. But I like to take the middle of the road and figure I'm going to get it right in the middle, somewhere in the middle. So let's say 210, it's trading at 210. So it may come up in your feed, like if you're trading Fidelity or Schwab or whatever your feed. It may do the bid, or it may do the ask, it may do in between. It depends on the one you're using or whatever. It may show on this, but essentially, it really doesn't matter until it expires. But right now, there's been enough decay to where it was $3.55. That's what I got it on Thursday. Well, already, by the time it opens on Monday, it's going to be down to $2.10. Of course, the market opens down, it might go back to $3 or whatever. So you really just, on options, you really got to look at it as far as the Friday that it expires. So anyway, not to get off base there, if you look at what you're doing here, let's say Monday it were to open up, and it was open up, the market opens up flat. And so these don't change any. So let's say they're right around 210. You would make 2.07%. So, if you were to annualize this, of course, because this is weekly, then you're looking at something that's, a lot more than this. And that's one of the things you got to think about here as you look at these percentages. It's going up a week every time. So yeah, if you do it this week, you're gonna make 2%. If you do it for next week, then you'll make 3.5%. So 3.5% is better, but you got twice as much time. So there's a little bit of decay there. Instead of making 4%, you're making 3.5%. So it's kind of how this works. If you look further out, let's say you think the market's going to be up at the end of the year, you're willing to buy the market as a whole, but you don't want to look at these every week. You want to look at them further out. You want to just buy and hold kind of thing. You want to look at, but you're willing to sell the puts to do that. So if you look out at the first of the next year, you can get 23% almost. And for the 9 months. Actually, it's less than 9 months. So, no, it's actually, right at 9 months, a little bit more than 9 months. So you would get 22%. If you look at here, which is 5 months away, you'd get 16% to buy it at the money. So, actually, it's a little bit under the money because right now it's trading at 107.27. So depending on what it opens up Monday. So these are the kind of things that you can look at on how far you want to go out. Now, another thing that you might want to do, one thing that my buddy does a lot of, is he will go out and he will trade stuff. He would go out and trade stuff, and if he were going to be put this expiration date, he might go out and roll it to the next expiration date. And so instead of getting to be put it, then he might actually make, let's say you're out of the money, or you're in the money, and you're going to have to buy it. You're going to be put the stock, then you can essentially move it another month and still get a premium, and so that would be rolling the stock. So we'll cover that in another video. But I essentially just want to show you every Sunday I'm going to kind of come out and say, okay, a month out, here's the strike prices, here's what it would be annualized. Pick your risk in here to sell the put, and then let's go with it. And then if you want to look at the monthlies going on and at the money, so all these are 105s, and then if you look a little bit further out, you want to hold it a little bit further out, then here's what you lose. I like to do short data stuff. That's why I'm doing these, and these are weeklies. But some people don't want to fool with them every week. So maybe you want to go, monthly. Maybe you want to go 2 weeks. I know a lot of people trade like 2 weeks out. So you get 5%. So that's a lot. Because 2 weeks out, and then if you times that times 26, which would be every 2 weeks, then you're looking at quite a difference. Actually, this will be 3 weeks because this one is a week here already. So a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, so 3 divided by 52 times 3 divided by 52 times 5. So 3 divided by, So anyway, that's the way that would work. I think you understand how the math works here. So anyway, your risk has got to be somewhere on this scale if you're going to be in this. Could be even lower. You could look at the 70, I suppose. But just pick your risk tolerance and then sell the put, and then if it gets put to you, hold it until it comes back. I mean, the track record for it's really good. Now, if you think the market's going to tank totally and you're going to get out of the market, then that's a whole nother story. So just don't even be trading the market. So anyway, I hope this kind of thing, if I do it every Sunday, will kind of get you prepared for the next week. Here's one thing that I do look at sometimes is it really seems like if on Friday or Thursday the previous week you take a position for the next Friday, the premium decay is quite a bit between like Thursday and Monday. It seems like quite a bit. So the decay that I got on the one that I did was, like I said, I sold it at $355 on Thursday, and it was trading at 105.40. Of course, it did go up to 107.27, so maybe you could just say that's because it went up, which makes sense. But the decay has been, quite a bit. I guess that's not really a great scenario, because if you looked at it, it was flat, you would just see what the actual decay is. But $3.55 down to $2.10 in essentially 2 days. Say 3 days, but 2 days, it's quite a bit, right? So anyway, enjoy. Pick if you're not in, pick one of these strikes to see what your risk tolerance is. I like this one because I'm really aggressive, because this one looks really nice too, aggressive, but all of these are pretty good. Even you go down to 90, you're willing to buy it $17.27 under, then you're going to get an annualized return of 42%. That's really good. I mean, it doesn't take long to be a millionaire if you make consistent returns like that. So, all right, well, let's follow this along and see how it goes.